the old Otto Young's summer home. And we'll kind of scoot up here a little closer. Get your camera ready, you gotta see it. Let me tell you what this house was not. Not the Wrigley homes, you've seen those. It was never the Playboy Club. Playboy Club was about 1.5 miles east of here. That's Grand Geneva. It's out there on Route 12 and 50. And it never was Al Capone's hideaway, some hideaway. No, it was built for a man named Otto Young. He was it's kind of a rags to riches story. He was a German immigrant. He built this in 1899 out of money that he obtained buying land in downtown Chicago after the Great Fire of 1871. He's also selling costume jewelry, but as you can see, he did quite well. It started out as a budget of about $150,000, but that expanded to multi-millions. And this is in a time when workmen are being paid about $6 per week. There's 7 floors to it. Look up on the top floor. I don't see anybody up there now. On the right, see the railing around? The right side, there's a swimming pool on the roof. You can jump into about 10 or 15 feet of water there. And below that, there is a level. It is a windowless gymnasium. Beneath that, there are 2 floors, which originally were bedrooms and bedroom suites. On the main floor, there was a grand ballroom with a Tiffany chandelier and a grand dining room, very opulent interior, gold-plated fixtures, and so on. And then there are 2 basements, one above the other. There was a bowling alley in one, and the lowest level contained ice that was cut from this lake in the winter, and then in the summer, electric fans would take air across the ice and swish it through the 55 rooms. It's kind of a crude air conditioner. Poor Otto Young, he only lived for 6 years here. When he died, the family used it less and less. Ultimately, it was given away to a private school for girls. In 1969, thereabouts, the man that owned it was delinquent on taxes. So the entire property and the surrounding acres were sold at a sheriff's auction. And a Chicago developer picked the whole thing up for $75,000. They've tried different things through the years. There was a restaurant called Stone Manor. It was a French-style restaurant in the 70s, and that's what gave it its current name. Here's what's going on here today. It's been partitioned into condominium. That first floor, by the way, the front of that building is 170 feet across. That first level is 1 living unit, and then there's 2 units on the second and 2 on the third. They all share the rooftop pool and underground parking, and that property is pristine from this view or from the roadside. It's always not marred up with cars and so forth. Very clean view of things. And that's the story of the biggest house ever built here on the lake. Otto Young had one of the private yachts. It's called Polaris. It's part of our fleet. If you got a minute, go over to the other pier and look at the oldest boat on the lake. It was his private yacht, today called Polaris. Well, I think this boat ride is about to go into the history books. I'm going to go help tie up the boat. I think Pete, the bartender's got a couple words for you. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thank you.
Again, for Jim for doing a fine job with the tour. Thank you.